Good morning, everyone. Happy Memorial Day. I hope that you've been having a nice holiday weekend, although the weather really hasn't been cooperating. I have to confess something. I was so confused with the dates this month that I thought it was the 31st yesterday. And so I preached on the Pentecost, which isn't until next week. What a dope. You know, I got to get a jump on things and learn that I have to pay better attention to the calendar than I've been doing lately. But lots of things are confusing. I mean, as we see restrictions being lifted more and more, it's also creating more and more confusion, frustration, hostility, downright nastiness. And so I was thinking that perhaps we can focus a bit more on, patience and kindness this week. See, we're not out of the woods yet, and this is absolutely not the time to be lax or think all is well and life is normal again. Well, at least what we thought normal was before the virus hit. We still need to keep on doing what we have been doing. And from what I've seen and heard and read, that's not easy for lots of folks. Now, I'm not a runner, I walk. But we all know this is no sprint. We are in a marathon, and to win this race, we have to be patient and focused. And there is a perfect text in the Bible for this. It's found in Hebrews 12:1, and it tells us plainly, let's run with patience the race that is set before us. I was telling Emma and Winnie the other night the Aesop fable of the tortoise and the hare. And in the story, the overconfident hare takes a nap midway through the course while the tortoise, plodding steadily along, passes him and wins the race. And we've learned that the moral of the story is, slow and steady wins the race, with an added warning to beware of overconfidence. But there's also a side to this story we never talk about. It's how the tortoise must have felt as he trudged along so slowly. Did he ever wonder if he could even finish the course, let alone win it? Did he ever entertain thoughts of quitting? Did he ever think of just giving up because it was too much and too long for him? See, if I'd been the tortoise in Aesop's story, I'm afraid I might have given up in despair long before discovering the sleeping hare along the road. I have lots of rabbits roaming through my backyard, and I see how fast they run, especially when Manny chases them. And given a choice between a tortoise and a rabbit, well, I'd prefer to move like the rabbit. But sometimes life moves at the tortoise's pace, especially now. Progress in beating this coronavirus seems to come in fractions of an inch instead of feet. And it's easy to get discouraged. We want things back like they were. We want to go out and have fun and not worry about some invisible virus that has no cure and no vaccine yet. Plainly put, we are done and we want out of this mess, and so we're just gonna do it. That's where many of us are right now. We want to see that finish line and get to it no matter what. That's not the way to go. It's not biblical and it's not practical. So what do? Well, the answer actually comes right after the verse I read to you. The secret of persistence and patience when running a race like this or any other life throws at you is to fix your eyes on Jesus. Why? Because he's the author and finisher of our faith, because he not only can begin it, he can end it. He, more than anyone, knows what it's like to run a race because he himself ran one, laying aside everything he felt and knew and wanted so that he might resolutely walk with God. See, he set the example even when he faced death and actually begged God to find another way. In the end, what did he do? He kept to the race set before him. He didn't deviate, even though everything inside of him said, do it. He walked on in patient perseverance, trusting the Father, and trusting that He was with him and would work everything out for him. You see, when we fix our eyes on Jesus, when we keep doing what we are supposed to be doing, even though we want to get out and be free again, even though some in power tell us go for it, even though some think it's been long enough and they're just going back to their old life, even when folks are downright mean about it, we can stay strong and trust in Jesus, because He can do for us what these others can't do. He can empower us, inspire us, encourage us, enable us, even give us the patience we need. See, moment by moment, day by day, week by week, even year by year, if we learn to look to Him, we find what we need to keep going, no matter what we are going through. Now, of course, some days are easier than others for sure. We all know that. Look at me. I didn't even know what day it was. Some days we may need to just walk. Some days we may have to run. Some days we may be only able to crawl. And some days, God just has to carry us. But regardless, when we fix our eyes on Him, we discover we have all that it takes, because He supplies it. That's the secret to an abundant, joy-filled, crazy, overwhelmingly outrageous life. It's the life I want to live, and I hope you want that too. So today, how about we take a lesson from the tortoise? Let's take it slow and steady. We know the finish line is there. Let's not give up now. Let's stay in this race until the end. And while we continue, let's try and be a little kinder, a little more compassionate, a little more like Jesus. What do you say? So please stay safe. Stay home. Of course, you can go out and get some exercise and fresh air. Just remember to wash your hands a lot and wear your mask when you are out. Practice your social distancing and always look for the blessing. They're everywhere. Continue to be a good neighbor. Keep hope alive. And know I love you and I'm praying for you. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. God bless you. Peace.